Very Cavallari or Very Cutler? This week, Jay steals the show, Taylor is pregnant, and apparently Kristin's having the best sex of her life. Get ready because we're taking a trip back to the hills on this week's Very Cavallari After Show.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
No one else can feel it for you, only you can let it in. No one else can speak the words on your lips. I love it. We're going old school, ladies.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, babies, vasectomies, Kristin swiping right to gay guys on Tinder. There was a lot happening this week. A little TMI, maybe. Couple of scenes where I was like, "Urgh." A lot happened this week. I'm Zack Peter, and I'm so glad to be back. And joining me is this lovely ladies of panel. Starting to my left.
I am McKenzie Fayne.
Susan Pinckney.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittney Semanick.
I mean, so much happened this week. Kristin took a trip back to LA for the Oscars, which left Jay in charge of the house and the staff. He was very boss lady this week. And we find out Taylor is pregnant, which, I mean, that was a little anticlimactic. I mean, there was not much even a build-up there, but we'll get into it. And then later on, we're picking our boss of the week. How are you ladies feeling about this week's episode? There was so much to keep up with.
There was. I loved this week's episode. I loved seeing Kristin go back to her old stomping grounds in California, and it was pretty cool to see her at the Oscars. It was just nice. We've been seeing her in Nashville. It was kind of nice to see her back in LA.
Absolutely.
I enjoyed the boys' night. Boys' night, like, made my night. I thought it was a lot of fun, especially the dynamic between Jay and Chewie. Like, and Chewie is the cutest ever. I don't know if I should say cutest, but he's, like, the funniest guy. And I love, like, I think he played it up for the camera a little bit, too, but I loved it.
Yeah, I have
Chewie's
to
a little
say-
ham on camera.
I have to say the boys' night, the guys' night was definitely the icing on the cake for me. And, you know, just seeing more of Jay because, of course, I am a huge fan. So it was good.
I know. I loved all the Jay we got to see. I loved his explanation of like how of like the vasectomy procedure,
Yes.
like him explaining it to the guys. And Chewie, as much as he thought he knew a lot about it, he was way off. But speaking of babies or lack thereof, we find out Taylor is pregnant.
Is this for real? Do you guys think
Yes, she is.
She's really
I
pregnant.
went on her Instagram. She's fully pregnant. She got married.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to trick us, but she is like very pregnant.
Wow. I thought this was going to be like... No, I didn't think so.
Like a
I
trick,
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of thought it was
Yeah.
just for like drama, and then next week we were going to find out.
It was a
oh,
false
she's not,
negative
yeah.
and a
Right.
positive. I really thought that she was going to come out and trick Shannon. Like, oh my God, Shannon, can I get a false positive? And she'd be like, no. And she'd be like, just kidding. But like, Shannon had it in her hand, and she was like, you're really pregnant. Holy crap. They didn't make it that big of a deal. Like, there was no... I just feel like they knew already.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I
I
was
think
just
they
gonna say
already
that.
knew that she was pregnant, and this was just the scene that they were filming for the show.
Yep.
Because there was no reaction out of them, like
that's
as big of a
not
reaction as I would have expected.
I was going to say, she's in a committed relationship in the sense that they were looking for a house together. And she, you know, is an adult-ish. So I feel
We're
like,
using
yeah.
that word lightly with her.
And I feel like that her emotion and the range of reaction from, oh no, my parents, his parents, I don't know what I want to do, to, wait a minute, I'm having a baby. Like, this is kind of cool. I feel like that part was authentic and I loved it. I like that
Okay.
they showed, you know, because if a woman were to find out she's pregnant, she's not immediately going to be happy. She's not immediately
Yeah.
going to be sad. You know, there's a range of emotions that you have to dissect.
I guess I just didn't believe those emotions.
Neither.
I didn't either. I didn't think it was genuine. And I mean, she said that they've only been together not even a year yet. If I find out I was pregnant by someone that I haven't been with for
It'd
a
be
year,
a little more of a shock.
I
yeah.
think I would be instantly crying.
And when Shannon was like, you should call Mike and tell him, and she's like, oh, should I call him? Should I tell him in person? I'd be like, oh my gosh, what is he gonna say? Is he gonna be upset? I don't know what he's gonna do. Do I get it? Like,
Yeah, or reacting to
was
the fact that like this
no-
is all happening on camera. Like there's
Right.
so many other pieces that I think would have drawn up such a greater reaction.
it was so nonchalant.
I know. Shannon was just like, oh my God, like, you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? As your
I think
friend,
you
you're gonna
guys
wanna...
are giving them a little bit more credit. Like, if they were acting, then they really should be in LA like SAG actors, because you guys are.
I don't
like,
think
But
that's
I didn't
acting.
buy
That's
it.
that's not realistic.
I didn't
It's
buy
not
it.
even. It wasn't authentic, like you were saying.
I don't know. I didn't buy it either. It just, I don't know. That's why I thought it was a joke.
It's a torn panel. What do you guys
Yeah.
think? Leave a comment. Do you believe she was pregnant? The mystery of this week's
I was
episode
gonna
on
say,
Very
please leave a
Cavallari.
comment on that one, because I really did feel like it was authentic moment.
I just feel like, or maybe it could have even, to give you the benefit of the doubt, Susan, it could have been the editing that kind of, I don't know, I just feel like the reactions weren't as strong as I would have expected them to be. And I just feel like it would have been such a greater moment had it, like, I don't know, I guess I'm so used to reality TV that I normally expect them to really kind of bait it up and then to have a bigger reaction.
Right, but the
on
first thing
camera.
I would have done was take another pregnancy test. Who
Yeah.
doesn't take two if they're
Yeah.
on the fence? Is this real?
Yeah.
Is this true? I would have been sprinting. I would have been chugging that wine.
Yeah.
There was no nervous
Yeah.
in the moment feelings or shock. There was no shock.
Yeah.
So you don't even have to say if she was happy or not. There was no shock.
I will say, to your point, I'm giving you guys this. She had 2 glasses of wine poured, and she smelled it and was like, oh no, it's making me sick. To your point, that would support you that she didn't sip the wine, like maybe she knew already. But I mean, if you're nauseous, you don't want to drink wine.
If you're pregnant, you don't want to drink wine.
You don't want to. Yeah, I feel like we were like really playing the whole I'm sick, I might like it just felt too played up for me. I didn't like that she called out because she was sick when she had the shoot that she already kind of had prearranged. Like, I get it if you're feeling a little nauseous, like you may not want to go to the shoot, but like that to me spoke to like her work ethic, and one of the reasons Kristin did not hire her. If you're just like, I'm feeling a little nauseous, like I'm just gonna bail on my friend and on my job, like
Right,
that to
and
me
That's
was
true.
a
You
little-
push through, but at the same time, I don't know, and I know you don't know what it's like to grow a human being inside of you.
I mean, I've had a few pregnancy scares. Luckily, all of my tests came back negative.
Did you have a false positive?
False positive. Well, I mean, was she gonna call and let them know that she wasn't coming in, because they were kind of sitting around waiting for
Waiting
her?
for
And
her.
then,
that was
and then they were
odd.
like, "Is she not coming in? Let's call." Oh, I'm sick. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, she doesn't get that many jobs. Like, I mean, I guess she's a model. I don't know how many gigs she's booking a year, but, like, I don't know. I think she was a little too comfortable with this crowd, and I'm glad she didn't end up getting hired by Uncommon James.
Me too.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't like her very common work ethic. Not feeling it. Not feeling it, Taylor. But you know what I am feeling, you guys?
What?
All of these great after shows that are on AfterBuzz. Susan, do we have a read for these listeners?
Absolutely. Hey, AfterBuzzers. Our network produces after shows for nearly all of your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans, but we need your help. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they are optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel, and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. Let us know you did so in the comments, and we'll thank you on air. For now, thanks for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV talk.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and if you're listening on iTunes, you go to our reality channel on AfterBuzz TV on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe and leave us comments, because we like to read them.
And live comments. We love
We
comments.
love live comments. We'll shout you guys out, but you have to comment in order to get a shout out. So go subscribe and comment. So Jay was left in charge, you know, when the boss is away. The staff and hubby come out to play. He definitely tried to be boss by coming into Uncommon James and checking on the girls, which I think is kind of, I like his banter. I think it's kind of cute that he has. It's a fun dynamic.
It's like fun, but also serious.
Yeah.
Like, you were probably late, Shannon. Probably late. Like, it just,
Yeah.
he's just so good. He's so funny.
He is good. He has such a dry sense of humor, and he's so sarcastic and like
confident.
and yeah, like a cocky confident, but that's like not a turn-off confident. Maybe that was another article he read in JQ. He seems to be doing a lot of things right lately.
Not mad about it.
He has a lot of time on his hands, so he's got his hands on the GQ, and he's learning how to have sex apparently.
Yeah.
8 years later, according
8
to
years
Kristen.
later. 8 years and 3 kids later, and he's nailing it.
And a vasectomy.
And a vasectomy.
You said nailing it, literally.
Literally.
Literally, physically, emotionally.
So we didn't get to see him interact with the kids, but how do you think he did playing mom?
God, I don't know.
I thought it was cute when he talked about the baby asking for mom.
Sailor.
Yeah, and he was like, no, it's daddy, So he was, honest that, the little girl wanted their mommy, but I feel like he did a good job. Obviously, we didn't get to see it, but...
I'm sure he's just a softie when he comes to
Oh, yeah, with
especially
kids.
Sailor,
Yes.
but definitely the boys too, because he just seems like just such a good dad.
I think so too, and I wish we could see the kids, but I totally respect, why and the decision that she made. But it is just, it's so hard to imagine like what their life is really like if we could see them.
I liked being able to hear them a little bit on FaceTime when she was in LA, and we'll talk about that, but it was cool to see that little bit as much as we could get, which was kind of hearing how they kind of communicated together.
Yeah, that was cute.
Do we think he was making any True Roots recipes while Kristen was away?
Absolutely
Or are we
not.
doing
It's pizza, chicken nuggets.
It's that wild game that his dad brings over.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I love it. I like that, like, we saw him doing, like, bro night and, like,
That was
regulating
money.
the girls. We had, there was more talk about the labels at the office this
Oh,
week.
I loved it too.
I loved it too. So I was like, I saw her right in her notes. Every week there's a label conversation.
I always wonder what guys talk about at guys' night. And they were talking about
Vasectomies.
vasectomies and Nigerian dwarf. What
Goats.
are they called? Goats.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that really what guys are talking about?
I doubt it. Yeah.
They talk about, the vasectomy and everything, and Jay goes, can guys get pregnant? Can guys get guys
5
pregnant?
years.
Yeah,
In 5
they
years.
predicted it's going to happen in 5 years.
Apparently you've
I
already
need to watch
experienced
myself.
it.
I was going to say, well, you heard it here first.
You heard it here first. It can happen.
I think it's funny too that Kristen was like, I pushed out 3 babies out of my hoo-ha.
At
least.
And the least you could do is get a vasectomy. So I thought that was pretty funny.
I agree.
true.
Yeah.
It is true.
It is true. I mean, she definitely runs the household. She does the cooking. She, work. I mean, Jay's kind of just kicking back lately. And so now to see him have to step up into this role, I was digging it.
I was digging it too.
I miss the goats, though. He needs to bring the goats back.
Yes, he does. It was funny to see a day in the life of Jay Cutler.
Yeah, and I loved how he takes his work his responsibilities so seriously.
Yeah.
The way he takes care of the kids and showed up at the store and volunteered to do it. He wanted something to do. I don't know. I like it.
Yes.
I did too. And so while he was off or at home doing his thing, Kristen was off back in LA, meeting with some bloggers and doing some Oscar fashion breakdowns. I liked seeing her. This is the Kristin Cavallari that we know and love. Or at least the new era of Kristin Cavallari that we know and love. And I like seeing her on the red carpet with Brad Goreski. I love actually watching them together, and they have that fun dynamic.
I agree. And they mentioned it in the show where the 3 of them have worked together so much that they have their own little rhythm, and they're the trio dream team. So I think we need to work on that, and let's all be the trio dream team here.
I really liked seeing her try on the dresses. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was a different aspect.
Did you have a favorite dress?
I liked that first one she
The
came
new
out. It was
dress?
kind of sexy.
I liked the turquoise one when she
the
came out. That
turquoise
was
is nice.
so pretty. And
Yeah, I thought it was too. I thought it was cool.
Princess and then sophisticated at the same time. Yeah.
And different. The top was definitely different. I liked the one she chose, but she slouched a little too much for me. Did you guys notice that?
I didn't notice the slouching. No.
Because when you have, I don't know, you just have to always be on your A game, I feel like.
Yeah,
And,
it was probably really top heavy. I didn't notice if it had jewels.
Girl,
on it.
if you have to
But
be on TV, I'm sorry, there's no excuse for slouching like that.
Tape a stick to your
Maybe,
back.
but wait a
and
minute.
just,
Maybe she was so busy swiping on her publicist's
Oh yeah,
Tinder.
she's busy
she was-
going.
Did you guys all just sit up taller after she said that?
I did.
I did.
I'm like, okay, so let me
My
sit
top
up as
knot went a
tall
little
as I
higher.
can.
Well, I just mean like if you're at the Oscars, you're on E. I mean, it just is like a given, kind of.
I know you're hosting the Oscars, girl. You gotta get your back straight. You gotta go see the chiropractor.
Yeah.
Make sure you're aligned and ready for the day. I didn't like the dress with like the red flower sequence thing. When they first showed it, she's like, it's very tailored, but there's a little bit of drama. And then she put it on, and it was just like all drama.
Yeah.
It was like all scandal, how to get away with murder. It was Shonda Land all in one dress.
I did find it very inappropriate when she said nobody should wear this dress, because somebody made that dress and you're on television saying that.
I mean, but you can't disagree with her.
No, but you can say it's not for me. You have to pick your words when you're...
Somebody could have pulled it off. I guarantee somebody.
One, Kendall Jenner, I could totally
for
see that in
sure,
somebody just so stick and tall, and I think that would look great on her. It was really cool and modern and like futuristic looking.
Sometimes constructive criticism is good.
But that was just flat out mean. Like, nobody should wear this.
Kristen, we love her for her
she's
zingers
a mean girl.
and her sass.
I thought it was cool to see her collaborate and work with all the bloggers. It's a very smart business decision.
That was genius.
To have 10,000 followers the next day on Uncommon James, just from them tagging and wearing the jewelry, posting their Instagram story.
It was interesting that they were considered bloggers, but they were like traditional press. Like, it was In Touch and like a lot of like magazine publications that I guess are now like, I don't know, I guess when you originally thought of bloggers, you just thought somebody at home on their WordPress like commenting on what they saw at the Oscars, and now like the whole media era is like bloggers are traditional
right
press now.
I mean,
like that's how you
even,
get
like,
your brand out.
I was gonna say, even like LA Times, which is a historic newspaper in our area, now LA Times is more referred to online.
Yeah.
So the world of
Do they have a
media
print
is
version,
changing.
Susan?
I've not seen it. If they do, I've stepped over it. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It's essentially free advertisement for them. Give away your product, and then they tag away. They get free product, and you get free advertisement. So it's pretty smart.
It is smart, and it was like a cute little dinner, and they got to have like FaceTime with Kristen. I thought that was cool. I love that she did Spidey's podcast.
Yes.
I do. Yeah,
that was
really
really
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if only we could have gotten like a scene with them. Would have been perfect.
Not to be another downer thing what Kristen said, but there were just a couple things that I was like, that was just a little uncalled for when she said, and I get that she brought it back. I know you guys are all going to say, but she brought it back to the positive, where she said, I went to Heidi and Spencer's podcast, and they don't have any help. It's just them and Gunnar started crying in the middle. And it almost, to me, in the moment, it just, maybe this is only me, but it just seemed like Kristen was just kind of bringing to the surface that they didn't have any help, and Gunnar was crying in the middle. And then she kind of like saved herself, and she was like, and it's really cool that...
I took it as the really cool that. And I took it as she was saying, because when I think of Spencer and Heidi, I think of this, she was very plastic, like Hollywood couple, and they were just doing anything for attention, and they weren't real and they weren't authentic. But now to see that the relationship has survived, all these years, and that they're, having babies and
I've been
taking
following
care of the
them
babies
for years now on social media, and she is one of the sweetest, most down-to-earth,
right,
like, real people. And he's just so funny and great and cool. And so, like, they're just totally different than they were on The Hill. So if you don't follow them, you don't really know the difference between them now and then. So to me, it was kind of like just maybe not a dig, but just a little bit of a, like, I don't know.
I think I agree with Susan. I think it was more of like it was different and it was informal, but it worked for them. Like, she's such a hands-on mom that like she brings her baby in studio, and like this funny thing happened where he started like crying and she had to cater to him. Like, I didn't sense any shade in her comments at all.
But my problem was because it's not a funny thing. Like, that's not a funny thing that he started screaming in the middle of your podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
So, like,
it's really about the perspective. Like, if this random thing happened in the middle of what would traditionally be a studio. Yeah, I think, I don't know.
But I don't know. It was just like the one sentence about the podcast, it wasn't perfectly like positive. I don't know. Maybe I'm
her
wrong.
team back in Nashville isn't exactly perfectly positive either, so she really has no room to talk. Her team isn't exactly on their A game ever, so
No.
Her staff's dirty laundry is all on display.
it is.
I think I loved that they like all got together and were watching her do the Oscars. I thought they got very dressed up for their Oscars
I
party.
loved it. That was so
It was
cute.
cute. I
Yes.
loved Gurney. Gurney, is that how you
Yes.
say it?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always gonna mess it up between Stone and Gurney. I loved his little suit.
Yes.
It was like very fashionista of him.
It was very cute.
He was
The pattern.
The fact that they all came together, period, and then that they dressed up, I was so impressed. And I love that they supported Kristin that way and watched and, made it a big deal.
I agree. It really showed their support, and I mean, they genuinely care about her. And I think she really does have people that really do care about her. And they said that someone said Kristin has been their mentor for so long, and they really do look up to her. So it was nice to see them like really supporting her being at the Oscars and doing what she does best. So it was pretty cool.
And to remember like who she is.
Yes.
She's not just like their boss of this local store that opened up in Nashville. Like she's actually, got her own thing going on. I wish she would have done more like hosting and fashion. I would have liked to have seen her more on E! Doing like more red carpet stuff. I think she just has such a personality and such an eye for fashion that I think, I don't know, I would like to see her more on E! Right?
I agree. Yeah. And we don't have fashion police anymore, right? So
No, I used to work on it.
Oh, you did? That's awesome.
McKenzie thought they were too mean, so that got pulled out the air.
No, I mean,
What do you have to say, Mackenzie?
no, I mean, look at me. I'm the one who's bringing up all the negative stuff, so it's like clearly not. But no, I liked Fashion Police. I think you're right. I think she's so great, and I think she's trying to build this empire to showcase her talents and her fashion-forward personality.
Yeah. And I love that she doesn't mind being a hyphen. So she's a business owner, hyphen, author, hyphen. You know what I mean? Like, people now try to shame you, like, oh, well, just pick one thing and stick to it. Like,
Stick in the
why?
lane,
No, you don't have to. You can do many things as long as you're good at them all.
I mean, yeah, especially if like you're in LA, you need like 5 side hustles. You need to be, an actor / Uber driver.
I'm not an Uber driver, but
You only have 5 side hustles? I have 9.
Yeah, you need to get with it. Instagram influencer. Like, you need to add all the buzzwords in there. Like at this point, I can't even fit all my side hustles in my Instagram bio.
/ living my best life.
I need more than 30 hashtags.
Living my best life. So we saw Worth had like this nice house that he just got, and now we see that he has a house in Florida, and he has a private jet that he's taking the team to Florida with. I was like, okay, we really are living our best life right now.
that just amazes me. Like, we knew he was wealthy. We knew he came from old money, but he's just on a whim. It's like, hey guys, you want to ride shotgun? I'll take you to Florida in my jet. You know what I mean? Like, it was just one of those things, like you're hanging with your bros and all of a sudden, let's go to the store. No, oh my God. And we can go to, stay at my beach house. It's just so casual for him.
It was like I'll help you move. I'll get my dad's truck. And
Yes,
I'll come over
exactly.
and
Yes, it's so casual. And even when they're at the park, they're just at the picnic chilling or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, my dad owns that building over there.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, that's just craziness.
I will say I appreciate how humble and how nonchalant he is, but he's
Absolutely.
not flashy. Especially, he's tall, he's good looking, he comes from money, he has a lot of nice things where he could very much be a bit of a douche, and he's totally not.
Right. Yeah,
He's like actually a nice, level-headed guy.
If he came to LA for a few weeks, that might change.
Oh gosh,
but-
please no.
Yeah, we'll keep you in Nashville, Worth. It's not worth it to come out here.
Not worth it. You're not worthy.
Speaking of worthy, though, we have some good newsworthy buzz that we're going to be chatting, right? About Susan?
TV News.
Oh,
What do we got?
Okay.
What
Break
you
it
got
down.
for us?
So, people.com, Kristin Cavallari on basically how to make your Instagram pop. Yeah, so she's speaking specifically about her own Instagram, but she's giving us tips to the trade. So, everybody take your pens out, take these notes, some good stuff.
Okay. Give me some tips, Kristin Cavallari.
I need them all.
Let's see. I don't know if it's appropriate.
I wonder if she got some tips from Shannon.
Hey guys, I'm Kristin Cavallari, and I'm taking you inside my Instagram. People would probably assume that moving to Nashville has changed my style, but it hasn't, because Nashville has a very hip, young, sexy side that a lot of people don't know. So I actually always tell people LA and Nashville have a very similar feel. So no, I mean, you can get away with wearing anything in Nashville. It's not just cowboy boots, which is what everyone just assumes. I'm all about simplicity, so basics, a great romper, everyone has a jean jacket, and then just accessorizing with hats, great jewelry, and shoes. My shoes and beverages. Okay, well, my shoes, obviously, because I have a shoe line. And then beverages, God. Well, I love coffee, and I'm very vocal about my struggle with coffee. I try not to have it every day, but it's just too damn good. And then I'll post the occasional, wine, a little rosé here and there. Alcohol gets lots of likes. I'd say coffee and alcohol are like neck and neck. They both get a lot of likes. Relatable. The most popular Uncommon James pieces on Instagram are probably these hoops. These are called Girl Boss, and it's one of my top sellers as well. But hoops are so in right now. Oh God, yeah, I delete photos all the time. There was a point where my publicist and manager were getting mad at me because I would post up like promoting stuff, and they'd be like, "You can't just delete that." But if a picture doesn't do well, get it out of here. I'm done.
That's right. That's how you keep that $3 million.
I don't follow any of my co-stars from the Hills, not because there's any, bad blood there. I hardly follow anybody on Instagram. I've always been under 100, and I'm gonna remain under 100. I just don't have time to
shade.
I don't like that.
flip through everything.
I'm
I
checking
have
that
some
right
people
now.
from Laguna Beach that I follow. Both Alexes I follow from Laguna Beach.
Okay.
So I don't show my kids' faces, only because I want them to make the decision if they want their lives plastered all over social media. I like sharing my personal life, my family life with my fans, but I just do like the back of their head or something. So here's a picture of my daughter, Sailor, playing with some bubbles. And like this is, I think, obviously it's my daughter, I think it's a really sweet, cute moment. So while I want to share something like that, I just don't want to overexpose her. So it's just from the back, and I mean, you get the idea without having to actually see her face. My little pumpkin, she got a lot of likes.
So cute.
So we're gonna go home and post pictures of coffee.
And alcohol.
Alcohol.
I was like, I need to start
unfollow
drinking
everyone.
right now.
Unfollow her, and she really only follows
I'm
97
gonna
people.
unfollow all of you guys.
Yeah, you guys are gone.
See, I don't think that's so, I know so many people are into that. Like, oh, you can only have a couple hundred followers, and then you have all these, thousands of followers, but you only follow a couple. It's like, why do I go on Instagram? I like to be up to date with other people's lives. It's just like, don't be shady.
I know people who go on
that-
and literally
I don't
follow.
like
That was shady.
I know people that go on and follow like thousands of people, and then when they get followed back, they go on.
Yeah, it's like,
Who has time
Well,
for that? I don't
I
have time
know,
for that.
that-
because you know who has that app?
But that is way too much.
Everybody has that app nowadays where they see if they unfollow you.
Yeah.
I do
So-
not.
I have
Really?
that.
Yeah, you can
Oh,
see if somebody
no.
unfollows you so
I have
easily.
that.
I didn't know
will
that
say,
existed.
if you unfollow me, then that's a straight unfollow on you.
Yeah.
I will keep that straight. But no, I feel like she said in the clip, she's like, I don't follow any of my Hills co-stars, but I hardly follow anybody. I'm like, well, you're now acknowledging it, so you can like it takes just as 2 seconds to go and follow Heidi Pratt. Like,
I bet they follow her, don't you think?
Yeah, it's like
totally
you just
follow
think you're
them.
better. You don't care to know about their lives. You just don't care to know. That just makes me so
I'm
annoyed.
with McKenzie. That was a little shady.
Okay,
think so,
so
too.
while we think about that shade, let's move to the second news piece,
Yes.
which is a bustle.com. We've been referring to bustle.com a lot, and I want to thank them for doing the great
Doing
work.
great work. Yes.
Bringing
We
it to us.
appreciate it. So we're going to talk a little bit about Taylor Monaco. So she was born in Hawaii, but grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. She's a model. And of course, she's Uncommon James's model that found out she was pregnant tonight on the show. She's actually
Shocker.
due in October. So
Oh, wow.
they're about to have this baby. They picked out a name. It's going to be a little girl. Her name is Walker
Oh, that's
Rose
so
Monaco. So Walker
cute.
Rose Monaco, very regal sounding.
I like that.
And she is now married. She and Mike got married. So
Oh, wow. That was fast.
That was really quick.
Shotgun wedding. He's cute.
He's
They're
cute.
cute
I
couple.
actually think that he's the best looking guy associated with any of the girls.
Yeah.
What? What about Jay?
Gurney.
Okay. Okay, Jay notwithstanding.
I love Jay.
He's head to head with Gurney. I think, well, I don't know, and then you have Worth. I don't know, this is getting hard. We're cutting this.
They all have good-looking guys. It's amazing. Is it Nashville?
I think I need to move to Nashville. That's the answer. That's the answer.
That's the answer. They have style, they have guys, and they have cute coffee lattes.
And our last article comes from Forbes.com, which is funny. We're quoting Forbes, guys.
Bustle and Forbes.
And Forbes actually did a sports article, which was kind of ironic because you'd think it'd be about money, but it's not. And they just talked about how Jay Cutler has a mixed legacy with the Chicago Bears fans. And they were shady. And they said that he's a better fit for reality TV. But guess what? I think he's a better fit for reality TV too, and we're grateful for him.
Same.
Yes.
Keep him on E all day.
Yeah.
We don't need him back on, what are the ESPN? Is that that's a thing, right? People watch that.
But they did say that they asked him if he would be going back to the Miami Dolphins. And, you know, well, maybe you guys don't know, this is preseason football right now. So the NFL is starting again. And his answer was yes, no, maybe. So he might not be fully retired.
Offer him a deal.
I don't think he is.
It depends on the paycheck. If you got a good deal, then they'll give it to you.
But with Kristin working a lot, I mean, maybe he can't afford the time.
He's still got to bring in some paycheck. They each got to bring the bacon to the table. They're
But
each
they have
bosses
to,
in their
somebody
own
has
right.
to be home with the babies.
Someone
Like,
has to pay for those goats.
That's right. Well, Jay, we hope you make it back to the football field. That's where they play football, right? Jokes, guys, jokes. Yeah, we love Jay, and we love that he was a boss this week. And I feel like on that note, we need to pick our boss of the week.
Yeah.
All right, Brittney, do you want to kick off our boss of the week?
I do. So my boss of the week is Jay. And he's just living life, and he's picking up his GQ copy and finding out how to go down on a girl. And so I'm all about it. He's my boss for sure.
All right, Jay, we see you.
Well, I'm going
Susan.
with Taylor, which
Taylor.
she's a boss of the week because she's about to be a mom.
She got pregnant.
Well, not because she got pregnant.
You got it, girl.
But she's about to be a mom, and obviously it was not a time that she decided to be a mother. It's not a time that she picked to have the baby, but she's doing everything that she can do to prepare and get ready and bring a baby into the world.
She's got Unum pulled up, and she's curating her Instagram so the baby can fit into her feed organically this fall, so she can keep those followers up. McKenzie, who's your boss of the week?
I think my boss of the week is going to be Kristin. I mean, she's the true boss on this show, and she goes to LA. She does a bunch of different events, and she's on, you know, with the Oscars. She's just doing it all out there while FaceTiming the kids, and she just does it all. She's my boss this week.
It's a faux show. I agree. Kristin's my boss of the week.
Yeah.
Just seeing that she's so, like, multi-talented and versatile. Like, she's literally getting her hair done, FaceTiming her husband, checking in on the kids, about to go and do live from the red carpet right after she just got off a flight and, you know, like, set her team straight to, like, print some labels while she was gone.
She's living her best life. She's living her best life, that's for
She
sure.
is. She's definitely a boss, and she's my boss. And I'm surprised that this is the first week that we've actually picked her as the boss of the week. I know, Susan, you picked her before, but like she really
was a boss this week.
Really
I mean,
stole
she was
the show
the obvious.
this week.
Yeah, she was the boss.
Which was interesting because we've talked about on the show how like we see glimpses of her and we see like moments of her, but this week we really saw her front and center on this week's episode that I liked. I was feeling it. Should we do some predictions, guys?
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Mackenzie, where do you think Worth is going to take us on this jet ride to Florida?
I think it's going to be really fun. I think they're going to go down to Miami. You know, they're all taking shots. We see that. I think maybe that's when Taylor's going to say that she's pregnant because Kristin and maybe everybody's going to realize, why are you not drinking?
Oh.
So I wonder if we're going to see that.
Susan, how are you feeling about next week?
Okay, so my prediction would be, I feel like there's going to be a big fight in Miami. There has to be.
Oh, yeah.
There's going to be a huge fight. I can't tell you who. I don't know who, but it has to be. I mean, there's alcohol, and it looked like even Kristin gets a little bit, wasted. So
yeah. She really let loose. I was like, okay, HR, where we at?
Well, I mean, we saw a little glimpse of Brittney and Stone getting into a fight, and I'm sensing either like a little breakup or a break coming along because,
I hope not.
you know, she had said that she feels like she's pulling all the weight, and I mean, he's a grown man. I mean, what, twice her age, or he's much older. I hate to break it to her, but I don't think he's going to change anytime soon.
You know what it is? I think she said it's time to get a haircut. And he's just like, no.
No.
He's like, I'm loving this hair.
And she's like, can you at least wash it? And he's
And
like,
he's
no.
no. She's like, maybe some dry shampoo.
He
Like,
was
let's do something.
he was needy, even with his eggs. He said they were too hot. He couldn't eat them. Like, really, just wait 2 seconds and eat your eggs.
Oh, Lord.
Well, you know what, you guys, we're going to be able to chat with Brittney all about it because she's coming
Can't
on the show
wait.
next week. She's going to be calling and Skyping. So if you guys have any questions for Brittney, leave them in a comment below so we can ask her next week 'cause she's calling in, and we're going to get to the bottom of this fight.
Yes.
Because it looks juicy. And we're going to see, you know, if Homeboy's using some dry shampoo on the weekends. I'm going to ask her. Thank you guys so much for joining us for the Very Cavallari After Show. I'm Zack Peter, and if you want to keep up with me, you can follow me at JustPlainZack or go to JustPlainZack.com for all the stuff.
And if you would like to follow me or leave comments, likes, anything, you can find me on Instagram at McKenzie Fayne.
Susan Pinckney, SUZQ 90210.
Be sure to check me out at FitBritLA_.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.